Hello, everybody. Tracy Hackler.
Scotty P.
Scotty P. And we're back for episode number
Hacky. How about that?
Episode number 2, Scotty, of Going Direct to Panini Podcast.
Episode number 2. I've made it. I've made it this far. I thought I was going to be written off the show. In a way, I did, but I just keep coming back. So, how about that?
We're going to have a deeper discussion about that after we record this, but don't worry about that. It's going to be fine. So, Scotty, this is a huge week release-wise.
Big week.
In the sports world as well, and I love when our release calendar mimics what's going on in the world of sports. So I'm just going to go kind of in order of release date. Yep. The UFC Prism Premium box set arrives exclusively on the Panini online store on Thursday.
For those that don't know, I collect Panini.com.
Yes, or just PaniniAmerica.net, wherever you would find it. The app, if you use the Panini Direct app, it's there as well. But it's so it's no surprise 2021 UFC Prism was one of our hottest products of the year. This takes that up a notch with what we're calling premium card stock. There's only 99 box sets available. 99. They're numbered. And then each box also includes a championship signatures autograph, number 211. So 11? Yeah, that's just 11. Right there. And the checklist is all the great champions from Israel Adesanya, John Jones, Amanda Nunes, Habib Nurmagomedov, the Kamaru Usman, you name it. So look for that on Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Okay. Probably won't last long, and it's going to be sold via Dutch auction. So it's starting at the ceiling. It'll drop incrementally until they're all gone. So that's that. But one day earlier is the highly anticipated 2021 Mosaic Euro Soccer.
And you know what? We've got a box. We got a box. We in our hot little hands. And you know what? I think we're going to preview it later on in the show.
We're going to unwrap the heck out of it, Scotty.
Unwrap it.
We're going to unwrap it. So that's obviously all the Euro 2020 is going on right now.
Yes.
So I believe Italy, Belgium.
They're going to play Belgium.
Yep. Spain is in.
So Spain is in.
They're going to play the winner of France and Switzerland, which we're pulling the curtain back a little bit. So France and Switzerland are playing right now. Right now,
as we speak. So we won't know who they play unless we talk for 90 minutes, I think. But I don't think we will.
That might be a little much. Nobody wants to hear me for 90 minutes. You okay?
Me? Oh no, nobody wants to hear me for 5, let alone 90. All right.
So obviously, Mosaic really needs no introduction. It's a product that has taken the many sports worlds by storm: NBA, NFL, collegiate.
Yes.
And now it's on the Euro front. It looks great, and you'll see more of that in our Unwrapped episode later. But Scotty, Friday, two more big releases. 2021 Chronicles Draft Picks Football.
Yes.
Which Chronicles, I know you love it as well. It's a product that is so diverse.
Yes.
I mean, you get one pack of that, and you're getting like 6 different brands from our portfolio. It's pretty cool. Absolutely. Love it. And this rookie class, headlined by the quarterbacks, obviously Trevor Lawrence. Trey Lance. Good class or no? Yeah, it's really strong.
Go for content there on that.
Yes, it is a strong class. Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. I'm partial to Javonte Williams, a running back out of North Carolina that went to Denver. But anyway, it's a stack class. Chronicles of one of the most enjoyable breaks you'll have of any product that we make. And then also on Friday is another kind of juggernaut, Noir Basketball.
That is, with the shoe stuff and the cards that come out of there, that has turned into a big-time release. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to kind of steal a few minutes with David Porter, who kind of helped create Noir later in the show. So stay tuned for that. And then, Scotty, I know you're glued to the NBA conference finals like I am.
I have been. Yep.
A lot of big storylines. The Suns are close. They're up 3-1. They have a game tonight, which is Monday night. They could be going to the NBA Finals for the first time in 28 years, 38, 93, whatever that is, 2003, 20. So 28 years. I'm not that stupid in math, Scotty. I am really stupid. And then on the other side, obviously, Panini America's own Trae Young is up against the Bucks. The Hawks are down 2-1, but they have a chance Tuesday night to tie it back up. But kind of leading into that, I brought up the NBA Finals because we're kind of smack dab in the middle of the release of our 2020-21 Prism NBA NFT blockchain product.
Yes.
Our first pack-based NFT product.
Yes.
We had 2 kind of soft, limited rollouts just to kick the tires on the system.
Yes.
Make sure the site was functional, and those did really well. And then the first full mainstream base pack release took place earlier this morning.
Yes.
And it didn't last long. And by all accounts,
did it do well?
It did really well. And I haven't heard of any hiccups with the site. I think we came through with flying colors, and then going forward, you're going to have multiple releases of the product in 1 week. So you could have an insert pack release one day, and then more of the base or the silver prisms or whatever. So, but we'll be glued into that to see how that goes. And Scotty, that's really all I had. Did you have anything you wanted to?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, there's some great sporting events going on. I mean, Olympic trials have been taking place. We're gearing up. Olympics aren't that far away. And that's always a highlight in my household every summer Olympics, even winter. But summer's just fun because it's right in the middle of school's out. It gives us something to do for a couple of weeks during the summer. That's been taking place. Wimbledon's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley Cup Finals starts tonight. Montreal, Tampa Bay. And then I have to mention, because I know you're going to be humble about this, but I know he's one of your dudes. But DT, Broncos own, Demaryius Thomas announced his retirement this morning. We always give each other a hard time about that Tim Tebow pass, but it's a highlight I'll never forget. What a career that guy had. I remember him at the rookie photo shoot.
Yeah,
just a great dude. He had a great career. So hats off to DT, but you're one of your own very, your own Broncos there. But then I did want to mention, just to kind of wrap up the intro segment, that we teased an interview last week, and it's probably time it's going to be on this show.
Oh,
but I'll go ahead and tell everyone at home that we got Ricky Williams, Heisman Trophy winner, Hall of Famer in my book. College Hall of Famer, but should be a Hall of Famer. He should be in the person Hall of Fame because he's such a good dude.
Yeah.
We had such a fun time talking to him. He had some great answers for us and remembered some history. We had some laughs. So we knew, like I said last week, that when we were doing this podcast, that he had to be our first guest just because of our history together, and just all the different events we've done with him. So that will be on this show as well. I'm super excited about that. That was a lot of fun to film. But that's all I have. I'm just ready to get this thing going. Get episode number 2.
Episode number 2. So just so people aren't confused, Scotty. So the first episode was the pilot.
Yes.
Last week was episode 1. This is episode 2. And although this guy I'm about to mention is not in the same class in many regards as Ricky Williams, we also have an interview with Brett Whiteley, who's kind of been spearheading our NFT blockchain charge. So
he's in the NFT Hall of Fame.
He absolutely is.
I mean, we got 3 Hall of Famers on this because David Porter is a hobby Hall of Famer.
Oh, he is.
He's got 3 Hall of Famers on the show.
When I think of veteran hobby people, David Porter They call this one Porter.
They call this one Porter.
Absolutely first ballot. So
there you go.
We got an action-packed show. Can't wait
Great.
for you all to watch it. Or listen to it. So let's go.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
See ya. All right, time for one of our favorite segments of the podcast. Actually, anything with Scott is one of my favorite segments.
But anything with Tracy is one of mine. How about that?
Well, thank you. But this is one where we actually get to dive into the product that our talented development teams create. And this week, releases Wednesday, Mosaic Euro Soccer. You know it, you love it. 15 cards a pack, Scotty. 10 packs a box, one autograph, and so many cool Prism and Mosaic parallels.
Mosaic patterns, parallels. Love it. And we're smack dab in the middle of the Euro tournament.
Yes.
You know, we talked about it a little bit of our preview of what teams are still in it to win it. There's been some close games. There's been some upsets.
Lots of upsets.
Upsetting the Netherlands.
Yeah, craziness. Spain beat Croatia, right? Isn't that right?
You're putting me on the spot now.
I think that's what we said. I'm kind of partial to Italy because of our company's roots, and
there's one of the parallels.
When we went to Italy,
here we go. International Men of Mastery.
That's what I call you.
Yeah. Men of Mystery. And I got a montage.
Look at that blue mosaic, dude. Just look how pretty.
I love it. I love the colors in this are awesome.
Yeah, it's just. And I want to show a Pitch Masters, which is one of my favorite inserts across the Mosaic line, the Masters insert, but I want to show a Mosaic one.
Yeah, my favorite insert of the year last year was the Touchdown Masters.
So cool, man.
From football. That was like my favorite insert of the year.
This guy's pretty good, Scotty.
Pretty good player, man, as they would say.
Although Portugal kind of got dealt with yesterday by Belgium. He's still a legend.
Here's the International Men of Mastery parallel. So you can kind of tilt it and see the patterns. Oh,
there's that Pitch Masters Mosaic.
Yep. Love that. That's such a neat. Love the ball in the background.
Yeah, way cool. And if you catch that in the right light.
Ooh, Mbappe.
He's pretty good.
He's a pretty good player. Mbappe,
yeah. He's got a bright future in this sport, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going to do all right.
Who's that? Moutinho.
I got a base Pitch Masters. Yours was a parallel, right?
Yeah. I pulled one base, but I wanted to show off the Mosaic ones because I think that it's hard to do Pitch Masters justice with just the base card stock.
It is.
You get Mosaic. And I love some of these kits that they wear in the international competition.
Oh, I know, right?
It's just so cool.
U.S. always has some crazy ones.
Yeah.
That are different. You know, not like, I got the first auto, I think.
Oh, who'd you get?
There we go. Bruno Fernandez.
Okay.
He's a midfielder.
Yep. Is that Emmanuel Locatelli, because he's Italian. I love the Italian jerseys. I love the Italian team. I love the fact that Scotty, when we went to Italy for the work function, I bought a Super Mario Balotelli.
You did. I was about to say you bought a jersey and or a kit, I should say.
Yeah, that's right. It's a kit. Gianluigi Donnarumma. And there's a base parallel of the base Prism.
Mason Greenwood.
He's pretty good too. I've heard good things about him.
And Enzo Fati. I know
he's also really good. Yep.
He's hot.
He's super talented. You watch these guys play, man, and they're on another level, man.
They are. Shout out to my little Badger. She plays soccer, and
yes,
Man, it is amazing to watch how much they run, even at their age. Just how much they.
Bukayo Saka, England. That vaunted Mosaic Prism. I'm down to 4 packs left, Scotty, and I haven't pulled my autograph yet.
Oh, it's coming, baby.
I'm pretty excited about what's in store.
I pulled a red.
I think there's some. Oh, I got mine.
I got mine.
Oh, man, I don't know how to pronounce this, though.
Oh, no. Here we go. Come on the spot. Hey, I had to pronounce mine, so you got to pronounce yours, all right?
Adama Traore?
Ooh. It looks like a linebacker.
Yeah, he's probably fast, too.
I was going to say, that guy looks like he is fast.
I'm probably butchering the name. If I butcher the name, I apologize.
If he's watching the next episode of
if he's watching this episode,
correct, he's going to have to call us. Roman Zabnin?
Yes.
The pitch master.
And there should be, I don't know if we're going to get a pink in here or not, but there's also a pink Mosaic Prism that looks spectacular as well. I'm hoping you pull it, Scotty.
Well, I hope you pull it. I mean.
Well, thanks, man.
I got a red.
Ooh.
Fati.
Oh, did you?
Yep. That's a good player,
that's
man.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
he's a good player, man.
He is a really good player, man. Sandro Tonali. I like saying that name, too. There's your guy, Sandro, Scotty.
Sandro.
Another Italian great. Lorenzo Insigne. I got my last pack, bud.
Last pack. I'm on mine, too. I haven't pulled a Pulisic yet.
Well, I don't think he's in here. I don't think. Unless the U.S. national team qualified for Euro.
Gareth Bale.
Oh, he's good too. From Wales, who got exited from the tournament.
I like how, like, one thing to point out is we started doing in soccer. I mean, we've been doing it for a while, but showing the RC tags on guys.
Yeah, no doubt.
Haven't had cards because sometimes you just don't know in the soccer stuff who's had cards and who hasn't.
There's a great Luka Modric, who's a great.
I got a montage as well, the parallel.
Croatian stud.
Well, no Pulisic here, but.
Yeah, I didn't pull a Christian either. So I need to talk to.
I think they did that on purpose because they knew the U.S. would just win this tournament. So they just said, hey, you can't come over and play. But great. I love Mosaic. Mosaic's such a fun break. The parallels, the colors really stand out. It's kind of unique that it's the Euro tournament and it's specific to those countries. A lot of good players in here. So I know it's going to be a hot product on the market.
No doubt. It's out everywhere on Wednesday on the hobby side. So look for that. Scotty, thanks for doing this.
Man, thanks for having me.
And maybe we could do it again next week?
If they keep letting us.
Okay, that's
if they keep letting us, I'll keep coming back, buddy.
Deal. All right, Scotty, thank you. Thank you all for watching. We'll talk soon. Gentleman who I'm proud to call a coworker, colleague, friend, fellow Bronco fan, Brett Whiteley. Thanks for being on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I would think of nothing else than having you. You are, as I've called you frequently, our Baron of blockchain, our MVP of NFT, and you are here today to talk about all things NFT blockchain going on here at Panini America. You're right in the middle of a huge launch in Prism basketball, NFT blockchain, our first pack product. Kind of speak, if you can, to the first two soft rollout launches we did, the red Mosaic Prism and the green Ice Prism, kind of how that went as a test for us.
So we wanted to make sure with the red Mosaic and the green Ice packs that some of the pack opening functions of the website were working correctly. As far as that stuff went, all reports and stuff that we got back from our X-Cube group that we work hand in hand with on our blockchain was that everything that they were able to manually distribute for those that has been open, was open successfully. There weren't any hiccups there. So we wanted to make sure that we get any bugs out of the way.
You mentioned the wanting to kind of work all the bugs out in those first two soft rollouts, but one of the benefits of that for people who did get those packs is that they're in possession of some really rare, cool cards, right?
Yeah, and we wanted to make sure, and our company is built off of physical products, and within some of those physical products, this is one of the first NFTs that I've seen even that it's not technically numbered. We wanted to mark these as debut cards for the program for our NFT packs. And so they are rare. They're very scarce. There's been some great secondary sales for collectors that were able to get a hold of those packs and be some of the lucky few that got a hold of them. We wish we could have made enough of those for everybody, but that's one thing that we're trying to make sure as a product development team and a company overall. We build physical products each and every day over here in this group, in this department, and now as we build out our blockchain team, and we've got a good team of guys over here that we're making sure that we try to keep collections scarce and keep them collectible for people. We don't want to have to run the numbers up on this thing. It's not like a normal physical set, where a normal physical set, your base set's typically not numbered unless it's a high-end program like your National Treasures or your Immaculate. The physical Prism set, we don't number the base cards on those. So this is something new for us, that we're numbering base Prism cards and making NFTs of them. And we're looking at competitors and definitely looking at their numbering on stuff and trying to be competitive in the market and make sure that we keep ours scarce, we keep ours collectible, and we'll continue to do so. And when we do create these, we don't plan on upping any runs. The first time that we mint a pack, whatever that number is to start with on the base set or any of the parallels or stuff like that, we're stuck at that number for the whole entire run. Is kind of how our system's built, how our chain's built. So these first packs that have been sold, we've numbered it. We've chosen to go with $17.99 for the numbering on them. On
the base, on the base.
Right? Yeah, on the base, and it'll be that for the entirety of the run. We'll have insert packs that come out later that'll have a guaranteed insert plus a couple base cards. These base will be sprinkled into all of the premium packs, where you'll get a premium blue circle parallel with a couple base cards, all the way up to the super premium gold and gold vital packs that you'll have even more base cards in. So it's not just this first base pack that sold this past Monday, but it'll be the base packs coming later and the parallel and the insert packs that'll have these base cards as well. So
you're not going back and adding to the base run just because you want to fill some kind of demand. It's once they're gone, and they're just being released over a course of multiple weeks, as opposed to all being dumped in the first week.
Correct. Yeah. We've seen that with some other companies that are, we thought we're trying to take advantage of the market even, and they've upped their runs on some of their lower stuff. And, we're not going to do that. We're built off scarcity. We're built off products of just years and years of products, and we have brand heritage and history, and you'll see more than Prism in the long run. You'll see stuff like Mosaic programs. You'll see select programs. We'll try to take some of our unique inserts that we build within our sets that are, even short print inserts, and make sure that we do insert packs of that stuff and whatnot. So we'll make sure to always use some of our better brands and stuff and keep things scarce.
And you mentioned earlier that we are a company that's built on the physical trading card. You yourself have had a hand in developing NBA trading card products physically, collegiate sports products physically, and more. How does that experience help you develop the NFT blockchain products?
It's a totally different market. It's weird to see how both markets interact and develop, because I feel like there are some people that collect both, and they just think all just sports related stuff in general, whether it's NFTs, whether it's our physical programs, that there's players they want to collect, there's teams they want to collect, stuff like that. But then you do have your true physical people that it's not for them, and that's fine. Doesn't have to be, but you have your true NFT collectors, and we've even seen and tracked. There's a good Discord channel going out there right now that's kind of an unofficial Panini one that some of these guys are running, and they're putting a lot of great info out there on that, and just scrounging up what they can, and you can definitely see that people do care about this stuff, and when it comes to building this stuff, we want to use a lot of the same fundamentals that we do within the physical sets, though. And I think that's something that can help set us apart going forward, is that we do have that team and that history to lean on when it comes to building these sets and building these types of programs.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, because I think I look at myself as one of the guys that's in the former group you mentioned that's a physical trading card guy. I always have been. It'll always be about the tangible asset to me, but one of the things I like about what you guys have done on the blockchain NFT side was when you put the bonus cards into the physical products, and that's given me a chance. I've kind of scanned a few and put them in my blockchain, and I dig it. Like, it's cool, right? I'm not this active participant, but I just have it in my collection. I can go look at it. And so I do kind of appreciate that approach to kind of getting physical old heads like me to notice and understand some of the intricacies of the market.
Hello, everybody. We're back. Going Direct Panini Podcast. This is when we decided we were going to do a podcast. This was the segment that I'd always envisioned. We were going to bring on our first guest, right? And there was no hesitation in my mind that we knew who the first guest was going to be. There's one person I've known this guy right here, Tracy Hackler, for 25 years. I've known this next guest for 20 years. He really needs no introduction. One of the greatest football players that's ever put on the pads, but he's also, I call him a friend. He probably won't call me a friend, kind of like Tracy doesn't call me a friend in public. Let's bring him up.
He's a
those
legend.
that know us could probably guess it.
I don't think people are ready, but
they're not ready. Well, let's do it.
That's not it. Hold on.
Yeah, well, there you go. Oh.
Hold on. Oh.
There he is. Ricky Williams. How are you, buddy?
I am wonderful. Thank you. And I want to say it's an honor. It's an honor to be the first guest, because Panini is synonymous with greatness, and so I'm truly honored.
Well,
it takes one to know one, brother.
It takes right. I mean, we are great, and you're great, so we're bringing three greats together, three Hall of Famers. Let's just be honest.
Well, one for sure.
Okay. Well, so I will say this. So I mentioned in the intro that we've known you for 20 years, and you may or may not remember this, but we as SCORE, it was back in the playoff days, signed you as a huge spokesman. And it was probably what year, Tracy? It was probably like that we came over. It was like 2000 when Ricky came in the office?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
It was about 2000. Do you remember that? Do you remember those days? Do you remember being the face of a trading card product coming right out of college?
I do. I think it's timing. They say timing is everything, and I think it was a time, like you said, you guys were really starting to take off, and I was really starting to take off, and I was one of the biggest new faces in professional football, and so I was fortunate enough to meet you guys, and also you guys were in Dallas, and so that Texas connection, and so it just felt, every time I'd come to visit, it just felt like coming back home, and so it was great. Of course, I remember.
Yeah, I can tell you that you were the first professional athlete that I really met professionally. You walked through the front door and you sat at my desk and you opened packs of cards like for half a day. And I'm just sitting there in awe, just staring at you, opening packs of cards. You probably don't remember that, but that was my first introduction to Ricky. But we dug through the archives. And this is where we want to make you smile. We want to make you laugh. We found a picture of us together from 2003. Okay, and all three of us are in this picture. Are you ready to see this picture? I'm going to share my screen here because you probably remember this, but look at these guys.
Oh wow!
So I don't know if you recognize the gentleman that's standing next to you. That is Tracy.
Yeah, that's.
And who's that little guy in the background?
Yeah, I believe you said I'm 11 in that picture.
Yeah, you do it. Look at those shorts, Ricky.
Look at those shorts and the belt I have is so tight. Do you remember that event? Do you remember what event that was?
Of course, that's my high school, Patrick Henry High School. Yeah, we played Snoop's team. My little
Snoop's team. That's right.
My little suburban San Diego Alvarado, Warriors took on Snoop's team and we beat them. Yeah, I remember that.
I can tell you without a lie, I've had that picture on my desk since that day. I had to scan it just to show it on TV or on the screen here because I just can't believe how ridiculous both of us look in this picture. Not you. You look spot on.
All of us are ridiculous. Anytime you go back in time, I'm just telling you, you can't help it.
Look at how good you look, though. You look spot on.
Dude, Ricky is great. He's got the Kango on.
Oh, my God.
One of the things that I will never forget he had the coolest Oakley flip-flops on.
Yeah.
And I just was like, man, I didn't even know they made flip-flops, man. So we swear in the background we can see Snoop, right? Right in here is who we think Snoop is. But there you go. We had to share that with you. Oh, there you go. We had to share that with you. Get a little bit of a laugh. That's how far we go back.
Yeah. You were mentioning, me sitting in the office and just opening packs. And when you said that, I got kind of emotional because, collectibles, especially cards, were such an important part of my youth. I mean, an extremely important part of my youth and what it represented. We didn't have a lot of money. And so I never could really afford the cards that I wanted to get. And now, because of the things that I've accomplished in my life, my son, doesn't have that same issue. And so, you guys sent a care package in preparation for this, and there are a couple of boxes, and my son came to visit for a couple of weeks for the summer. And it was just awesome, when he came in to have those boxes sitting on the bed ready for him, and he spent the next 2 hours opening packs. It just was just a special moment, and so I just. Seriously, I just want to really thank you guys for.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I watched you do it. And at the very end of the day, I'll never forget, you looked at me and you asked me if I had a bag so you could take all the cards with you. And I was like, absolutely, you can have it. And you signed a card for me that day, and I still have it sitting in my office at home. I will never forget that day. And that's where we kind of formed this friendship. What I look at, a friendship, I do. I mean, we've had you at every event that we've done. That our bookend events, we've had you at our office to meet all of our employees. What are some of your memories that you remember from us or through the trading card years that really stick out to you?
The national championship, a couple years back, that was so much fun, just to be able to meet college football fans and to see people, open packs. That was special. That was really special. Also, the event we did a couple of years ago, Texas OU, that sitting out in the parking lot that windy day is just it's just fun, just being able to connect. I think one of the things I hated about being a professional football player was people felt, put me on a pedestal and felt like I was so far away. So just to be able to hang out and enjoy times with people, I just love it. So thank you.
That's great, man. Tracy, I know you had a couple questions. I'm hogging the microphone here.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ricky, I've had the great luxury of doing a box break next to Ricky, which was phenomenal. And Ricky, you were so nice enough afterward to send me a photo thanking me for the great conversation. And I know that it wasn't great conversation because it was with me, but I was so thankful that you were so thoughtful. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Ricky was at our national VIP party when we had Mike Tyson there, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's another one. Sorry, that's probably number one on my list.
You know why I brought that up? I'm sorry, Ricky, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please. Well, I was just saying that was awesome. First of all, I love Chicago. It's just a wonderful sports city. And I got to hang out with Mike Tyson. I got to hang out with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was someone I worshiped growing up in San Diego watching the Lakers play. So, you know, that was a situation where I was supposed to be there as an athlete, but I felt more like I was a fan.
Well, and the thing that resonated the most that night to me was watching Ricky. Like, we know, Scotty and I and all of us who've had the luxury of knowing Ricky for a number of years know how cool and awesome he is. But to see people have the same reaction to Ricky, if not more excited than they were to meet Mike Tyson or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's when it resonated, where we got to see beyond our rose-colored or burnt orange-colored glasses or whatever, and we saw that we weren't the only ones.
He worked that in there pretty good, didn't he?
We weren't the only ones who thought Ricky was an awesome dude. So that was fun for me to watch that night.
Wow.
Yeah, I will add that you know, Mike Tyson is some people put up as one of the most iconic athletes that you could ever meet, right? And Ricky got about the same reception when he walked through the curtain that Mike Tyson did.
That's what I'm saying. It was crazy.
I was just like, that's your popularity. That's how much people love you, Ricky. I mean, that's why we wanted you on, man.
I think people are just like so surprised to see me. You know, it's funny. I was down in Miami doing some business the other day. We were like way down in Homestead, like in, you know, where there's just farms. And we stopped at this little taco truck. And this guy happened to be a New Orleans Saints fan. And he like walks up to the taco truck and he looks at me and he's like, Ricky Williams, like, what the hell are you doing here? It's one of those things where we had to take a picture because there's no way that anyone ever would have believed him. And you know, I love those kinds of moments where it's just you don't expect to see someone. And I feel so fortunate that I can go pretty much anywhere in the country and people are going to be excited to have a conversation with me. Like that's just cool. And so when people are shocked or surprised, it turns into a really cool experience, you know, memorable for both of us. And I think that's what life is about. It's about what we radiate, what we share with other people.
No, that's so cool. Yeah. And once they get to know you, right? Because so many times in our world, we've seen where we put, to your point, we put these players on a pedestal and then we meet them and we're let down, right? But for somebody like you, I mean, you're such a unique dude and you're so authentic and real. And so I think when people see that and they get to feel it, you know, that aura that you radiate, it's like, holy crap, this guy was not only one of the best running backs I've ever seen, he's a first-class dude too. I mean, he's just awesome to be around. And that's refreshing to watch that happen.
Yeah. No, it's interesting you say that because I feel like, you know, because of the ups and downs of my career, that sometimes people have forgotten about how actually good I was on the football field. And this is what I love about Panini, because every time I see a poster or I see a card, it's a reminder, you know. And I think you guys do such a wonderful job of making me look like a warrior. Seriously, it's powerful, you know. And I think that's what the artwork, the imagery, I think that's what it's inspiring.
It's funny you mentioned that because before we got on, we were just talking about your accomplishments and what people really do tend to forget how amazing you were on the football field. Like what was in your mind of all the accomplishments, pro, college, what stands out to you as one that you're the most proud of or one that you look at it that you just are really honored that you accomplished?
No, I think first on the list is winning the Heisman Trophy, and specifically because, you know, at the end of my junior year, I led the nation in rushing and scoring. And so I had an opportunity to go to the NFL, but I really wanted to make a mark on college football. And I had goals, you know, and people told me I was crazy. You know, they said you might get hurt and all these things might go wrong. But I had goals. I wanted to win the Heisman Trophy, wanted to become the all-time leading rusher in college football history, wanted to become the all-time leading scorer, and I wanted to become the all-time all-purpose yards leader in college football history. So I had these very like high goals that I set for myself, and I came back from my senior year, and I accomplished all of them. And so I think that's probably the thing I'm most proud of. And it's the stats and stuff and the trophies are great, but I think it's more that I set my mind to accomplish something great and I achieved it. And I think the kind of confidence that's given me to be successful in anything else in my life, I think has been wonderful. And I'd say think that there's the other thing would be coming back 2008, 2009 after a year and a half away, and then especially 2009 rushing for 1,000 yards. That was awesome. That was amazing to be an old guy, and it's still trucking people. It was awesome.
There you go. I was going to just ask you what brought you to Texas? What was ultimately what you picked Austin as a spot that you wanted to play in college?
Yeah. So, when I was growing up, I was always a huge baseball fan, and I thought I'd be a professional baseball player. That was my goal. And then as a teenager, I started watching Notre Dame football, and I just fell in love with the rich tradition of college football. And so, I said, okay, I'm gonna play baseball, but I need to play college football. And so I was looking for the richest, most amazing college football experience possible. And I had a list, first on my list was I have to start as a freshman because, I couldn't imagine myself sitting on the bench. I get in trouble. I get bored. And so two, I wanted to go to a program that had a rich tradition, and it was right on the verge of like getting back on top. And I wanted to find a place where I could be that missing piece, and then I just wanted a rich experience. And then of course, I needed to get a good education. And so I took, my 5 recruiting trips. And when I went to Texas, I just checked all the boxes. And at the time, John Makovic was there. And I mean, a lot of people don't love him, but offensive genius. And he really trusted me to learn the offense and put me in a lot of situations to do a lot of great things. And so obviously it was a great choice. And I think anyone that wants to experience college football at its finest, I think Texas.
Nice. I always wanted to ask you that, and there is the thing I've always told Rick, he's the only one that I'll do this for. I've told you that. And I think Vince Young got me to do it once, but it was by accident. So I told you I would. You're the only one. I may have cheated on you once, but I won't do it again. How about that?
All right.
I believe forgives.
Second chances. So
there you go.
So Ricky, when you think, 10,000 rushing yards in the NFL, 6,500 or more in college. When you think about your NFL journey, what is one memory from each stop that still resonates with you to this day? And this could be quick, but just the first memory that comes to mind when you think about New Orleans, Miami, Baltimore, all your stops.
Yeah. It's mixed, especially in New Orleans, because the team, we had success. When I was there, we won our first playoff game in Saints history. And I think that team really built the foundation for the success that the Saints have had since then. But for me, it was that season, I ran for 1,000 yards, which is a milestone. And I did it in 10 games, except I broke my ankle on the 1,000th yard, But again, that season we went on to win the first playoff game, and it was just an amazing vibe in New Orleans when that team is winning. So just the vibe to 2000, that football season in New Orleans is what I remember the most. And I'd say Miami was my first year in Miami. I got traded in 2002. That year, it's funny, like the ups and the downs. That year I led the NFL in rushing, which was amazing. And we had an amazing defense. Jason Taylor led the NFL in sacks. And we had a Super Bowl caliber team, but we lost a couple tight games in the end and didn't even make the playoffs. That was tough, but that was very memorable. My second stint with Miami was when we had Nick Saban coach the Dolphins for 2 years, and that was great. That was awesome playing for Nick. I mean, he's just I think the best coach in football. Period. So I really enjoyed that experience. And the highlight of that was we ended the season, 2005 season, winning 6 straight games. And we beat a playoff-bound Charger team, and we beat a Patriot team that went to the playoffs too. So we were playing really good football. And then my last stint in Miami, it was 2008, and we brought out the Wildcat and got into the playoffs. So that was fun, because it was, for me, it was a bit of an adjustment, splitting time. I've been like the workhorse back most of my career, and then the Dolphins drafted Ronnie, and our offensive staff did a wonderful job. Dan Henning did a wonderful job of finding a way to get we had 4 running backs on the field in the Wildcat. So that was a fun year. Our whole running back room was getting a chance to shine. So that was awesome. And then Baltimore was another kind of, hot and cold. It was great playing in Baltimore. I think, they're probably one of the best fans and some of the best fans in all of the NFL. Just so supportive and just a great football city. And then playing with Ed Reed and playing with Ray Lewis and John Harbaugh, just a good coach, good organization. But it was tough. I think I had like 7.5 carries that year and didn't really have a role. And I think that's one of the things in the NFL and it's really tough to go to another team at the end of your career, because it's like, especially when you've been one place for a long time, earning respect, and then you're a vet and you go to a new team and it's like starting over. That was rough, but it was a great experience. We were a dropped touchdown pass and a missed chip shot field goal away from getting to the Super Bowl, but it was a great experience playing in Baltimore.
That was great.
That's awesome. Great stuff, man. Thanks for sharing those. And it's just so it's awesome to realize that you have those such vivid memories and immediately what you remember the most. That's just way cool. And you don't always see that. A lot of guys that hem and haw and kind of think about, but you knew, and that's way cool.
Yeah, the other thing about that last year in Baltimore, the last regular season game, we went to Cincinnati, and that's when I went over 10,000 yards. And so that was cool, and all the guys celebrated in the locker room after the game. That was just a great feeling, just everything I'd been through in my NFL career to get to that milestone and just kind of put a ribbon on my whole career.
That's awesome. Well, I don't know, Tracy. I mean, I lied to Ricky because I told him that we were only going to take about 10 minutes of his time, and within a blink of an eye, we're at 20. So I can't keep you here all day, although I'd love to.
Oh, we could spend all day.
But
sure.
I said everything I was going to say, man. How much I really appreciate you as a dude. I'm honored to have gotten to know you, which is why we wanted you to be the first guy on the podcast. Tracy, I'm sure you have some parting words for my man, and we'll leave it to him to wrap it up.
I want to echo your sentiments, Scotty. Ricky, you've always been nothing but first class and just an honest, authentic dude, and that means a lot these days, and it always has. So thanks for joining us, man, and wish you continued success. Look forward to our next time together.
Yeah, amen to that. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Man, thank you, Ricky.
Of course.
You're awesome, brother.
All right. Have a great day, guys.
You too, man.
Buddy. All right.
So I have the distinct pleasure now of being joined by the great David Porter, longtime director of NBA product development here at Panini America. And I could talk to you about any number of products that you guys and gals have crafted over the years, but the one that stands out this week is Noir Basketball, which launches Friday, and beautiful product every year. But it's not that old in relation to some of our products, Hoops or Donruss or things like that. So can you kind of take us back a little bit to how the origin story of how Noir started?
Noir, yeah, it's one of our newer high-end product brands, and even though it's fairly new, it's probably been one that's taken the most twists and turns in its development. I mean, we started with more of a conventional, just high-end program when Noir started, and it didn't, we realized after we shipped the first one or maybe even two releases, it didn't have a true hook in it that was something compelling to go buy the product for. So we stayed after it and we kept working on stuff. And I think now we've found some true hooks that collectors really, really like. And we're happy to bring to them. It's fun on our end because we don't do this in any other program. This is the program we do this in. And, when I get asked what the hooks are for Noir, I go to the sneaker spotlights that are both autographed and not autographed are probably the first thing that people talk to me most about. But that's kind of a new twist for us. The first twist that we brought onto it that really kind of set it off was the Spotlight Signatures cards. And those starting back, on like year 2 or year 3, became popular immediately. And, it always is some iconic photo of the player that everybody remembers happening the past year that gets autographed and put in the program, and they're just really popular. And we really enjoy looking for them all year long. We make notes as the season goes along. Oh, got to remember that play in the Atlanta-Dallas game, that Trae Young made or that Luka made. We'll make a note and make sure that makes the set, and that's pretty much how it's developed. It's just something that's kind of live throughout the year and something we really enjoy doing. And then we've evolved with the rookie cards. We have black and white versions and color versions of all the rookies, which are really popular. And then for the last couple of years, we've done the split screen metal cards that are also very popular. So yeah, Noir has taken kind of a little different path than all of our other sets, but I think it's gonna be really nice in the long run and be a really good spot for us to end up. We like I mentioned, we really enjoy doing the program, and it features stuff that we only do one time a year, and it's in this program. So all this stuff has a definite home in Noir.
Yeah, it's so funny you mentioned the Spotlight Signatures card, because we see so many 2.5 by 3.5 inch pieces of cardboard and little pieces of artwork. But that was one. Spotlight Signatures is one that no matter what image you show on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, it automatically receives rave reviews. And it's really a testament to the idea, the marriage of the photo and the technology, the thicker kind of black plastic coat. I mean, right. It's just a work of art, really. And
it is.
You always know when you hit something, and you know it immediately now with social media that's one that we could show every Spotlight Signatures card ever made, and people would just keep scrolling through them and just gawking at them.
Oh, without a doubt. I think it kind of goes back to me. It reminds me of my childhood bedroom when I was 10, 11, 12 years old and had posters on the wall that were autographed. And because that's that was a long time ago, and it was a totally different set of players and athletes. But I mean, it's the same feeling. It's something that takes you right back in time to your favorite team or your favorite player, and it's just something that kind of attracts sports fans, I guess is the best way to say it. And they do really well in the secondary market, which never hurts. They're always popular. They're always desirable. The Noir cards are always numbered, so some of them are short printed, some of them aren't, but you know which ones are. So it's all part of the process there.
And then when people talk about this, kind of the boom that's taken place over the last 16 to 18 months in the sports card marketplace, a lot of that is kind of a crossroads of a lot of sneakerheads coming in, and then kind of young people with money, venture capitalists, you name it. But Noir was really ahead of the curve when it comes to blending traditional trading cards with the sneaker environment. Obviously that was by design, something you guys saw?
Well, we knew that we had several guys on the basketball team that love sneakers, and we're very involved in the sneaker market. We thought, man, this probably works the other way too. And sneakers is something that we didn't, for the first 3 or 4 years we did basketball trading cards, we didn't have a lot of memorabilia of sneakers. We never did. So we've worked really hard on developing, in several other sets, actual sneaker pieces that go in cards. Here's Jaren Jackson's.
That's awesome.
Sneaker Spotlight Signature card, which is all of them are just awesome and always look like this, and it's more about the sneaker than it is the player. And there are so many people that collect sneakers and just trading, just shoes in general, that it's a huge market of people, and we want to be able to include them in some sets too sometime. And we think this is a really good way to reach out and maybe connect with them. I think we have, just because of the popularity of the insert. But you're exactly right, and it stemmed from the fact that we had a couple of guys on the team that were huge sneaker fans, and participated trying to get the newest sneakers and all the auctions all the time, and did all that. And so, it resonated with them. We thought, I bet it resonates the other way, and sure enough, it did.
Yeah, I love stories like that, because that's a lot of the how things come about here inside the walls of Panini America. It's a lot of people want to know that info, so that's great info. So So 2021 Noir Basketball out everywhere Fridays. Or anything that you want to hit on before we let you go?
Just it's really, the cards look tremendous. The cards are beautiful. I previewed a little bit of the sneaker spotlight there for you. I have a couple more I can show you real quick. Here's a real quick Tyrese Maxi signature spotlight card.
That's
so that's the entire set will look just like this. They're really, really nice, really well done. They're all on card. All those signature spotlights are on card autographs, of course. And then here's one of the color rookies.
Okay.
It comes out of the spot. And this one's the gold version, numbered out of 10.
Desmond Bain.
Bain, yep. So, no, we're looking forward to it hitting the market. We're really proud of it again this year. We think it's going to do really well. We'll keep producing this stuff. It's like I said, we really enjoy doing this set, and we get to turn our creativity a little bit in a little bit different direction. In the past, we've done stuff. There's not as much of it in the program this year, but in the past, we've done stuff like locker room shots and pictures of people coming into the locker room in street clothes, and we may go back to that in the future because some people really like that. Those are sometimes difficult to do with just as far as getting all the approvals done and all the the people in the chain that have a say. But we'll keep working on that and seeing if we can't include some more of that. We really enjoy Noir for all those reasons, and we're very excited about it.
Well, you should be. Kudos to you and the entire team for continuing to raise the bar, it seems, with every release. Can't wait to see how people respond to this one. And David, we'll talk to you real soon.
Tracy, thanks for having me on.
All right, brother.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.